What's happening? What's good, dough? It's your boy, Idriff. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great in case you're wondering. Today we have Alessio. Alessio runs the Atlanta pizza truck, and he does a special kind of truck, actually. It's one that you may have never seen before. He imported this truck from Italy and is running a full on wood fired pizza operation. He also does consulting. He is AVPN certified, and he has a couple of other projects in the works. One of them is a new masterclass. So check that out. Give him a listen. I hope you learned something new. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And remember to always ask, what's good, dough? Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. First question for you. There's no right or wrong answer. What's good dough?
Good dough. Yeah, that's a tough one. Wow. I would say a good dough, it's the one with the least ingredients on it. Very simple. Flour, yeast, salt, and water. The more that you put on it, you kind it's like, when you put a sauce on your meat, you want to eat your steak without sauce, It's the same as a pizza dough. You want to taste the dough. You don't want to taste anything different, like eggs, sugar, oil, or butter, or something like that.
As pure as it can get.
Yeah.
And that pretty much stems from kind of what you grew up knowing pizza was. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, coming from Naples, I've been learning and I've been making the Napoletan pizza. Which again, it's very simple: yeast, salt, flour, and water. Then coming to US, you learn a new technique, you learn a new style, and they add oil, they add butter, they add different spices. Because it fits the market and also what the people here in US, in every country, they're used to different type of pizza.
That makes a lot of sense. Before I ask you about your AVPN certification, I'm just curious to know, what do you think about the different styles that you've tasted since you've been here in the US, and do you have a favorite?
So when I first came to US, I was a purist. Neapolitan pizza only, margherita. That's what I'm gonna eat. No pineapple, no meat, no nothing. Then I start to experience. I tried Domino Pizza once.
Just once.
Just one. I was drunk, and that's my excuse.
Good excuse for being drunk. Yes.
I have to say I love Detroit style. Right. I like the crunchiness. I mean, the cheese melting on the side. The dough. I mean, it's yummy. First time, when you see it, you think it's a stuffed pizza. It's pretty heavy, but you need to eat the right quantity before you get overwhelming about the pizza.
It's so funny you went with Detroit, because on the pizza spectrum of all types, I would consider Detroit pizza and Neapolitan pizza on both ends of the spectrum, right? Complete opposites, but both delicious in my opinion too. So you're a pizza purist. You couldn't have said it any better. That's what I was thinking as you were describing it. And you're AVPN certified. Can you tell me what that means to people and how you came about that?
Yeah. So in Naples, we're really proud about what we do, and especially pizza. In the 1986, 87, something like that, I'm not very sure about the date, but they create an association where it certify the people that's making the true Neapolitan pizza. Now, to make the true Neapolitan pizza, you need to use the right flour, the right mixer, the right fermentation method, also the technique, the oven. They create an association where they certify Neapolitan pizzeria all over the world. and I'm part of them. When I was in Naples, I worked in a pizzeria. Then I decided also to join the AVPN. So when I came to US, my first job was working for a Neapolitan pizzeria and making sure I was working for the right Neapolitan pizzeria. Because sometimes here they will call themselves Neapolitan style, but they have nothing to do with Neapolitan pizza for itself.
Yeah.
I go ahead and certify a pizzeria around the States. I did one close to where you live in San Jose, another one in Indiana. We are working to do the first one in Connecticut. So it's an adventure. I work also for other pizzeria without actually certify them. So it's nice to bring something from home and make it authentic here in US.
Definitely. For those people who don't know already, the AVPN certification is it's not something they just hand out, right? And for a place to be considered that, you're going to have to see if they have the logo or the emblem on their pizzeria. You can search on the AVPN website to see if they're a true official practitioner of the process. As someone who is certified, is that correct, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. As someone who is certified by the AVPN, are you then entitled to help with the certification process of other pizzerias, or is that something you just took on your own?
No, it's you need to be entitled. You cannot just show up one day and say, "Hey, I'm gonna, make you certified." No, you need to be entitled. Of course, I got the school in LA who, of course, they give you the certification and everything. So I'm an instructor for them. When I go and a pizzeria wants to join them, I will act as a middleman and also as an instructor.
And these places in Connecticut, I find it interesting that, you yourself are essentially, you are a consultant, right? And a teacher and everything. Like, why go through the process? Why do you find that the people that you're helping get certification, why do they go through the process of being certified versus kind of what you said earlier about some people, they serve Neapolitan pizza, but they don't have the AVPN badge of honor?
So, like the customer start to become smart. They can see when somebody is selling them crap or when somebody is selling good real deal. And if you wanna make a true Neapolitan pizza and you want your customer come to your restaurant, you wanna make sure that they know that you're selling true Neapolitan pizza. So that goes the certification, the flour that you use, the type of oven and everything. And again, the customers is smart. Maybe outside you say Neapolitan, they come in, they see that nothing look like Neapolitan style, and they just come once and they don't come twice. But the certification comes like an assure the customer that what you're eating, it's the closest one that you're gonna eat when you go to Naples.
Very true. Okay. Is there a recertification process in terms of if, let's say, the place near me, Pizza Bucolupo or something?
Bocalupo.
Bocalupo, excuse me, forgive me. Do they have to be recertified after a certain amount of time? Is there some sort of checks and balances?
So at the moment that I'm aware is not, but for example, I was traveling in Tennessee a couple years ago, and I went to a pizzeria that claimed to be certified, and the pizza, looks like a regular Italian style. Good pizza, but nothing to do with Neapolitan. So, I contacted the association. I'm like, hey guys, this guy, of course, he was certified before, but I guess he's losing his trail. And they do certify him again. So at the moment, there is no actually somebody checking at it, But of course, if you go to a pizzeria and you always be there and you see that the quality is going down, contacting the VPN, it will make a huge help.
Yeah, that's so. I think it's so important to have that ongoing, I guess, either continuing education or just some sort of check. Because if you're licensed in the state of California as almost anything, there's always something like continuing education units or just ensuring that you're upholding the standards. Because it could just be some marketing that you do that, oh, I'm AVPN certified once, and then after years you start using cheaper ingredients, non-DOC sauce, whatever the case may be, right?
No, you're absolutely right. And now, it's growing the market, and I'm pretty sure. When I do my consulting project, I'm always, try to where if the owner wants to fill it up with me, always try to put in contact with them. So as my point, I always try to give my knowledge and always contact them. But then, other pizzeria, you never know what's going on.
Very true. And I'm glad you keep an eye out for that. I think it's a perfect time to talk about your consulting, and just to set the stage for listeners. You've been a pizza maker, since you were a teen, right? Working in a family bakery. Is that right?
Well, I was working with my uncle. He was running a pizzeria. My aunt, she had a gelateria. My family come from like a culinary, different type of business. Plus, wherever you go in Italy, you always gotta ending up working in a food business.
Yeah. Definitely. I can see that. So you've been working in the culinary industry since you were a teen, and you've had this certification. You've worked in many pizzerias. You've opened pizzerias. You've gotten the training, and and you've been to Pizza Expo. And so you've seen a lot of what the industry has to offer. And so now you're consulting in addition to running your own food truck. I'd love to hear more about the consulting. When did you get started and how?
So when I was in Italy, there was nothing like a consulting. Making pizza is it's a thing that, somebody needs to teach you, you need to learn, it require, long time. Italians were very tough. We don't really give away information. Coming to US, you learn everything, fast, good, like you really open your mind, like you say, Pizza Expo, people that really wants to be in this community, YouTube, you learn a lot. The world of pizza is out there. I went to Dallas, I was in 2013. Over there with another pizza chef, we opened the second location of a famous chain. Now they have like 11 of them after like 9 years. So because of him, I learned the insight of consulting, training, management, all the things that I was just a pizza maker. I was just be able to make a pizza. I need to learn how, handle here in US. I started with Pizza Boccalupo as my first consulting. Wow. It was kind of like fake until you make it. I know how to make a pizza. We together we work to make sure that the business was going through. Then after that, I want to learn. I'm a curious guy. I like to learn everything. I study some management. Listen some podcasts, reading books about management. Marketing and everything, and after that I know pizza, and I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I work with a nonprofit, and we actually had someone from Stanford reach out to us and offer free consulting. She was a Stanford student, part of a club, who just wanted to consult for nonprofits for free, and she found an interest in our nonprofit.
Mhm.
And I could just tell that, consulting was her thing, because she was so driven and so passionate. And she just had a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience built up to this day where she's, consulting us as someone who is maybe even 10 years younger than us. And I see the same similar in you, is that you have this passion and drive to help others. And so I think it's really cool, what you're doing. What is the question or questions that most pizzerias want to know from you?
It's always about the dough, how to make the perfect, the beautiful dough. Sometimes they show me picture on Instagram, those beautiful pizzas, and they say, I want to make this. And sometimes it's difficult because, on Instagram, when you take a picture of a pizza, you take one picture of the best of 15 pizza that you were making the whole day. And in any pizzeria that you go, of course you're going to make a good product, but it's not every pizza is going to be, I try to be realistic with them. We're going to make a good quality pizza. We're going to teach people and everything, but don't expect to be, that kind of pizza with always the perfect crust, always the perfect cooking. So that is that. Make a beautiful pizza, beautiful dough. The second one, I will say, they always look as a competitor. So they show me one competitor and say, hey, I want to become like them. And I would say that's a good idea, but we always try to twist it a little bit to make a little bit more original. Competitor works, but you always try to want to be original on your own way. Otherwise, people, they're always going to go to the other guy. I would say those two. They always dough and competitors. Yeah,
that makes sense. People see that you have skills in dough making, and they go to you for that a lot. And it makes sense that that's the foundation of the food in the business. Do people ask you a lot about the business side of things? You have your MBA, you have experience working in pizzerias. What are some of the questions they ask you on the managerial side of things?
Most of the time, it's more about the food related. Sometimes I give some tips and skill about the management, how to run it, the marketing and everything. But every market is different. And I open a place in the Bahamas. I open one in Portland, Indiana, Connecticut, Texas. There are all different type of people living there. And sometimes you learn from another city, and you try to give tips. I always give my 100% on the food and let them decide about either marketing and management, because they know how to run their own business. I don't want to step forward. Of course, I will give my idea on it, but I know they're lacking from the pizza, and that's where I jump on it.
Okay, speak on what you're an expert on, and that's perfect. That's where you shine, and double down on that. You were talking about the Bahamas. I think it's so amazing that you get to travel to different places and work and talk pizza. I think consulting is such a great business to be in, especially for pizza.
Yeah.
For anyone looking to get into consulting, what do you think someone should do to be a pizza consultant?
Work and learn from different people. Even if you're just going to go to a place and be a dishwasher and you never touch the pizza on that place, or, work in another type of restaurant. Sometimes I work for McDonald's and Papa John's because I want to learn the franchising things of how they run, a massive operation. Just because, we say the McDonald's is no good, they make money. So I want to learn the management tips. Be curious. Always learn. Always, looking online on videos, podcasts, reading books. I would say that you need to learn as much that you can about this and promote yourself, of course. Be on the field, be creative, invented. For example, like with my food truck. I want to do a pizza food truck, but I don't want to do the regular pizza food truck. So I bought a really unique Italian truck, and that's how I'm doing my food truck, because by the end of the day, I want to be unique. I want to be different. And that's what, most of the people that contact me and everything, they see that it's not just a regular pizza guy. It's a little bit out of that.
Yeah, I love your food truck. I think it's extremely that, as you described it, unique. I've only seen a couple of those before, and not too many in the U.S. But what's cool about it is it sticks to your heritage, right? It's an Italian truck.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So I started that in 2017. I have the idea. I'm like, I see the truck in Italy. I was like, I want to bring it here. I start to call company that, were shipping, and it was just trouble after trouble. This is too old. I don't know what it is. They never import anything like that. So every company was like, I cannot help you. Then finally I find somebody that was like, you know what? I know I can help you. We import it. I have a custom build in Italy. It got shipped. It came here. Again, when it arrives, it was kind of messy because, it's a 3-wheel. I need to have a trailer. I bought one trailer. It broke down on the first day. I went to buy another one on the same day, a little bit bigger, because I didn't know, what to expect. Then I need to fix the second trailer, put like a heavy lift gate, a winch. It was a mess, but it came out to be the best investment of my life.
Wow. I love that. You persisted. Are you the first to bring it here?
That kind of truck, yes. There is a one more in Florida. We bring at the same time. What I'm noticed about the competitors, they don't use like I do. I'm on the street. I start in March, and I'm just stopping now those 2 weeks because it's very cold outside and nobody really do anything. But I'm on my truck. 24/7. Most of the people, they use those kind of truck as a Prosecco van. And Prosecco, and there is a one that do gelato in upstate New York. With the pizza oven, is a little bit more tricky because you have like 1,000 pounds on top of that.
Let's put it this way: you're not trailing a rock box.
So to be honest, if I wanna, think about it, I'm like, now I would like to put a rock box on it, but it makes more sense to have a brick oven on it.
Well, it doubles down on that uniqueness. It's I've never seen your wood-fired oven, but this thing does wood and gas. It looks beautiful, and it shows off. It fits the aesthetic or the ambiance of what you're presenting. I am this person from Naples. This is an Italian truck, and this is a wood-fired oven, and I'm doing legitimate. I'm AVPN certified. I'm doing legitimate pizza. Where else can you get this?
Yeah, some people. When I started business in March, we start right on the pandemic. The consulting was going down. There was no show doing. I was like, okay, now I really need to do this. And people start to booking us just because of the truck. In town, I was not making pizza. I did some consulting, but, the average customer, they don't know me. But, once they start the first neighborhood pop-ups. Then people start to recognize me. Some people even book me for weddings without even trying me before. There was this lady that she booked me for October. She booked me May, and she just tried a frozen pizza from me. So something completely different but she booked us because she wants to have that truck.
Wow, that's
and
great.
Of course, she read the story online and everything. So also have a social presence that really help, answer your question about consulting. Social presence, make sure, when you do consulting, you don't just do, your job like, 9 to 5. You want to extension of this. So you want to be friends with the owner, with the equipment people, with the supplier and everything, to create a network. So that's also to answer your question about the consulting.
Okay, thank you for tying that back up. How did that person who booked you for their wedding, how did they get a hold of a frozen pizza?
At that time, I was experiment, different stuff, and I was experimenting with a frozen pie. I see, also other people doing that. So I was experimenting. I'm like, okay, what I can give you is a frozen pizza. I made a margherita. It's a business that I'm not 100% happy with, because it's not really something that, it's on me. It could be lucrative, but again, it's not something that I want to be associated with. So I did a couple pizza, we did a couple experiments, I sold a couple, but then I was like, you know what, this is not who I am.
Being self-aware is extremely valuable, because at the end of the day, if it's not who you are, you're not going to want to pursue it or give it your all.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, actually, fun fact, grew up on frozen food because my parents, they were always working. My dad would work the graveyard shift. My mom would work the day shift. And so whenever my mom cooked, she would make food for the week. and if we got tired of eating the same food for 3 days, it was me and my brother's job to eat microwavable food. And while that may not seem like the best option, it wasn't. I was very obese growing up, but that's actually, kind of what I grew up on. And so I'm now experimenting on frozen pizza because it is me and I want to see how I can make it better. And since you have dabbled in it a little bit, and even though it wasn't your passion, would you mind sharing with me, in your experience, what worked and what didn't?
So on the frozen pizza, the first couple experiments, I was like, okay, this tastes good. I made a recipe that you were making a wood-fire oven, then you will blast freezer and reheat it in your regular oven, and the pizza come out good. So in terms of flavor, I was there. I was not quite happy because with a truck, I want to do something like that people can come to the truck, enjoy it, and get a hot. And that's why I was like, okay, I really want to focus on that first. And again, the pizza, the frozen pizza, maybe later, not now. I don't want to kind of like grow as the frozen pizza guy. I want to grow as the cool pizza guy truck. And to make the frozen pizza, I use the same ingredient. Like I say, I just make the pizza, blast freeze, and reheat in my oven. It came out good. I was pretty happy.
You're using a different, when you say blast freezer, you're not using your traditional freezer next to your refrigerator.
So what I did when we make the pizza, we use the same blast freezer they use in the gelato equipment. So when you make the gelato, you need to put in a blast freeze to bring down the temperature, and that's what we did. And then after that, I put in my regular home freezer.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to clarify that for anyone listening. It by using a blast freezer, it actually chills the frozen food quicker, so that the water doesn't turn into ice. Thus imparting a specific flavor on your food, and it is also less prone to freezer burn.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I've been researching. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. And I totally 100% get it. Ultimately your time and your drive is determined by what you're passionate about, your purpose, and your purpose is this food truck, right?
Yeah.
And so you've been open since March, and since it's winter in Atlanta, are you still doing? What are you doing now?
So we work from March until was December. We work on New Year's Eve, and we just stopped 2 weeks now in January. Now my next event is gonna be the 22nd. So let's say, this is my first year. The first 3 weeks of January, some people will call in us, but it was too cold outside. There was no I would say enough revenue and stuff like that. So I was like, let's chill out and let's move again the end of January, February, and March. I'm also working in 2 other projects. I'm doing I don't want to say it's a secret project, but I don't want to say it yet. I will come out next month with that. I'm working very hard those 2 weeks. It's gonna be, I feel like people are gonna like it. It's a 2 different brand, 2 different industries still on the pizza. It serves 2 different type of people. They're looking to get in the pizza business. So I'm pretty sure somebody out there is gonna appreciate it.
Can you give us just another hint? Anything that may not be very obvious?
It's hard with pizza because you just say one thing and it's with pizza.
Okay, fair
something,
enough.
Something to do with pizza, yeah.
I had to ask. If I don't ask, what is that on your Instagram? Does that have anything to do with it?
Yeah. The one in my Instagram, yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. What is that called?
Lacco Food.
Lacco Food. Okay. Well, more to come for that. I'd love to see how that goes. So it's good that you have some time off to work on other projects. And I see that you have a lot of projects. I also see that you have Legalized Marinara. Is that you?
Yeah. That's something. Well, Legalized Marinara is out there.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to call, who invented and created. I guess it's an old joke, maybe 1970. I don't know who came out the first time. I would say that Legalized Marinara, where you have the red, that font, that's me. I will call that's my Legalized Marinara. Yeah.
I like it. I like the look.
Yeah. That's something that I started last year. I never really go through it. It's something missing. I know that there's a lot of potential to do it. Again, I love making pizza. It comes back to the same stuff. I don't want to be the guy that sells t-shirt. I want to be the guy that making pizza. And again, that's something fighting with me. That I want to make pizza. I don't want to sell t-shirt, but maybe eventually, if I have a little bit more time, I will also sell a t-shirt.
No, that's fair. I'm starting to realize that that's becoming a huge theme of this podcast. At the end of the day, we only have so much time in this world, right? We all have to and this may sound a little morbid, but we're all going to die. Or we all have very limited time, limited resources. And so at the end of the day, we have to really focus on, the one, and if not the one, the 2 or 3 things we're really going to be great at. And for you, it seems like you've prioritized making pizza over being a great t-shirt salesman. But now I hear that you are going to come out with a new venture. And maybe it's appropriate because you do have downtime in your food truck business, but wouldn't your time, and I'm asking genuinely, would your time be better served figuring out how to double down even harder on your food truck?
on the food truck, when we started, was we did everything: neighbor pop-ups, event, weddings, park on the middle of the street. I mean, I just want people to know me, so I was doing, any couple of event. Then it's me and my wife business. We decided to do something more private, like a private party, wedding, and a brewery. So that is going to give us a little bit more time to focus on something else. And that's why I was like, okay, let's create another stream of income where we're still doing a pizza truck. I'm not always here making a pizza truck. I can do something else. The pizza truck, it can be like unique things that if somebody really wants that, I mean, they need to get it. I don't know if I answered your question. I mean, that basically was my point of why I created those other two ventures. I want to do the truck, but I want to be able to do something else. So like you say, I mean, we are limited here, and I feel the same. I feel like, I don't want to just be the pizza making guy. I want to be in the pizza world, but be able to achieve more and do more and really focus on each thing what I'm doing. And then when I see they start going, and then move to the next one.
Got it. And I think that's worked in your favor. I see a lot of like, for example, my wife, she has, and this may sound bad, but she has never stayed at one job more than 1 year. And by doing so, and I've noticed it in one of my close friends too, he does sales. And what's happened is that my wife and one of my close friends has really progressed in their profession. Like they are becoming subject matter experts. And I see that in you because you are taking on a venture, learning from it, and then just capitalizing on it, using that knowledge and leveraging it for the next project. Am I summarizing that?
No, like you said, like your wife, I think that's what I was doing. I mean, I was jumping from job to job, learning different stuff. I work as making like gelato, coffee, pasta. I focus more on pizza. That's where I really like it. I feel pizza, was my passion. But I also want to learn the marketing aspect on it. I want to learn the management stuff on it. Just because, you work in a place for like 3 days, for example, I feel like as long as you need to learn where you're going over there. When I work at McDonald's, it was like a month. And I just want to learn why everything was moving so perfectly. All right. I learned that. Thank you guys. Great hamburger. I see you in the next one. Some people, they need time to figure out where it is. And as long as you have a vision, it's all justified.
I love that. I'm still impressed that you worked at McDonald's just to figure it out.
I keep a secret. You're the first one to know that.
now people are going to know. But in reality, it's something you should definitely be more proud of, because at the end of the day, it's what your intent was. Your intent was to learn. And there's a quote that keeps popping up in my head. Ralph Waldo Emerson says, every person is a superior to me, and in that I can learn from them. And so you basically saw that McDonald's, even though like they have this negative stigma about their food, how it's garbage, you still were able to take something and learn from them, and that's very, very important.
Yeah. I need that for my consulting, because when you do consulting, you have a limited time to teach as much knowledge that you can to people that most of the time they just go there for the money. Meaning like an employee. Sometimes, an employee just working because they want to do a paycheck. So you got to teach to those people which know like the owner really wants to, pay for it. And what it does, McDonald's, it really put everything in place. For example, like I learn how to every recipe, everything that I do needs to be video, picture, PDF with explanation and everything. something that I learned, when I went to McDonald's. They give me this huge, it was not like, it was a PDF, but, it was a lot of stuff, read through, manual of everything where they explain you what's his work in a McDonald's. And I'm like, okay, I got to do that when I do my consulting. Do a consulting.
Yeah, definitely. It's the systems, it's the experience that you gain.
Yes, system. Yeah.
From all these places. Yes. And, you should be able to grab that from anything in your life, whether you're in a job that you hate or that you love. You should always find, what can I learn from this to apply to my greater vision, as you were saying. Yeah. And so that leads me to asking you, what is your vision? What do you want to accomplish in either a short-term goal or a long-term goal?
Like I say, I love pizza, and I wish I can do a little bit more for pizza with pizza. I see that, pizza is getting better. When I come to US until now, there is new pizzeria popping up, new pizza chef. I wish it will be more TV show about pizzas. I see, there's a food show about food, but not so much about pizza. No, sometimes there is one or two, but there is no, like, for example, like a cake show or like stuff like that. And, if I can be a part of that, that will be amazing. Try to bring awareness. Also, eventually, have fun in the world of pizza. Every time, when I do consulting, I try to have as much fun that I can with, co-worker and the people that I met and everything. Yeah.
Beautifully said. I want to, I think we got pretty deep there and really serious about some, vision, mindset, and all of that stuff. And I want to thank you for engaging me there. I want to take it back to something light. And what you said earlier, you're a purist when it comes to your pizza. Why do you hate pineapple on pizza so much?
I never really try it. I would say it's a joke because everybody say it. I never really try it. I don't feel like I want to try it. I may like it. Like for example, when I come to the States and I was like, this is Neapolitan, will never try any other pizza. Then I try Detroit and I like it. Maybe it's gonna happen the same with pineapple.
For me, at least, I like to try at least one thing at least once. My mentality on things. And sorry for putting words in your mouth that you hate pineapple on pizza. I just saw that on your Instagram post. You had something about pineapple does not belong on pizza. Or actually, you had this meme where it's like pineapple and pizza fusing together and it equals shit. And I was just like, bro, like, why? But I honestly think if there's one pineapple pizza you have to try, maybe do like pepper. You don't even like pepperoni though, huh? Pineapple and jalapeno and peppers.
I love pepperoni.
Oh, you do?
I've been using it's a brand called Izzo Pepperoni.
Yes. I saw that.
You see, like, sometimes maybe the pepperoni that we used to eat, they're shit. Nobody likes it. But then when you try the real deal, then it's like, okay, this is pepperoni.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I saw another one of your posts where like pepperoni, no, salami, yes. Okay, so I like pineapple and pepperoni, or pineapple and bell peppers. So a little bit of sweet and heat. Those are like, or pineapple and jalapeno. Those are like my combinations right there.
No, another project, after maybe like 2022 or whatever, I wanna take a big road trip and be able to try. First of all, I want to travel around the States. I touch a few states. I didn't touch all of them. But doing that, I want to try the best pizzeria in each state, each city where I go. So that's going to be on my bucket list. And I will, give one to you and try the pineapple pizza then.
There you go. Tag me, bro. Yeah, you and me both, man. Once this pandemic is over, my wife is getting her vaccine shot this year. In a couple of weeks. this week.
Oh, wow.
And if she's a healthcare worker, and if things go well in June, we will be traveling. We will be traveling as much as we can to try this, to do this, what you intend to do, and that is go and try all the pizzerias out there, because I have to. I want to be able to experience what it is I'm missing out on.
Yeah. No, it's and for example, like when I met my wife, she was a Papa John's lover. She tried my pizza, and then she discovered a new type of world with like Neapolitan pizza and good pizza. In a point where when we go out and try pizza or something else, she's there judging about the crust, the cooking on the bottom, or even me when I'm making a pizza and sometimes I burn a pizza. She's like, "Oh, Alessio, but you burn the pizza. Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, wow, stop, police."
You turned her into a pizza snob. It's cool. When it comes down to pizza, I know you love Neapolitan. I know it seems that you like margarita, love margarita maybe even. Do you have any other favorite pizza combinations that you may like to eat more often?
So I experiment, do consulting, like for example, in the Bahamas or Indiana, Connecticut, like different stuff. Every city, every region have, something unique. For example, when I went to Indiana, we did a pizza with pistachio paste and Mike Satani and sausage. That was good. I never tried that before. For my wife in Connecticut, because of my wife, I made a pizza with avocado sauce, grilled chicken, roasted tomato, and avocado sauce, not like a guacamole. She make an avocado sauce with onions, bell peppers, cilantro, something unique. That when we tasted with the people over there, they were like, "Oh wow, this is we never try anything like that. This is amazing." In the Bahamas, I try a different combination of pizza that I don't even remember, but they were good. So I'm start to like a pizza more, but if me and you, we gotta go to a pizza place, Margherita.
Okay, fair enough. Margarita all day, every day. Both of the pizzas you were describing, avocado sauce, was it thick or thin, the sauce?
It was middle. Not really thick, not really thin. It's as a base. So we do like kind of like a guacamole, so very very straight. Very saucy and everything with more with different ingredients than a guacamole. It's a sauce that she's from Venezuela, and it's called I don't remember now, but it's a Venezuelan sauce which we try on pizza.
Remind us of the ingredients again.
It was onions, bell peppers, cilantro. She put lime, vinegar. I will let you know which one it is. I don't remember at the moment.
No worries. It's okay. It sounds great. And I love those unique pizzas. I love flavor, right? At the end of the day. And if your dough is good and in addition to your dough being good, you have amazing flavor on it. For me, that's a pizza to remember. And if it speaks on your heritage. So that's really cool. Yeah.
And also, some people, when they ask me, for example, the certification, you can still be VPN 05 even if you put like avocado on the pizza, because as long as your dough, your equipment, and everything that you do is Neapolitan, it's your base. Then the topping, of course, you need to have in your menu like the DOP margherita, but then on top of that, you can be creative.
Makes sense. Alessio, we're very close to time here. I want to ask you one more question before we end, and that is, what is one mistake that people can avoid in the pizza business?
Ooh, yeah. Okay. So when I do consulting, I mean, I always give them the top quality ingredient, which are pricey. And sometimes I, find out, or people, not just them, also the people, they're cheating on these ingredients and then buy like the cheapest one. So I would say never cheat on your ingredients. People will see the different when you start with a good product. Never, just because you're doing well and people, you don't think that people will notice. They will do notice. Never cheat on your ingredient. So always, keep the high quality and keep it that way. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for answering that. Is there anything you want to plug before we go? Anything you want to promote?
If you want to follow me on the Atlanta Pizza Truck, if you are in the Atlanta area and wants to party with us and watch me making a Neapolitan pizza in a Woodfired oven, follow me on the Atlanta Pizza Truck, and also my personal Instagram is Alessio Lacco. And really thank you to having me here today. I seriously enjoy it. That was a good question. You're an incredible host. I wish you the best. Seriously, I thank you.
That's so heartwarming. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me this morning. I know you're busy on a Saturday, so I appreciate you making the time. It was a great conversation on my end. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Ciao. Bye.
Alessio, thank you so much for being on the show. You were great. To you, the listener, if you want to listen to this pizza podcast in audio form, check out the links below for your favorite streaming platform, and make sure to find me on Instagram at What's Good Dough. Let me know what you think. All right. Until next time. Peace.